Free Smiles. Episode 164. We got a new fusion coming out, guys. Razzle Varg. Oh yeah, this is like the Easter Bunny kind of a fusion, right? That kind of theme. Yeah, I did read his kit, and he does have a very interesting passive ability. Was it passive? I think it was passive, where he would get a lot more speed over time for each speed buff that he puts out on people. So he can technically get up to 100 speed on himself if I guess in the right scenario, right? So that's pretty interesting for this champion, but it's gonna be a traditional fusion though. It's like 4 of the same epic champions, and I don't remember what this epic champion does. Alright, let's see. What's going on today, guys? We haven't collected any of this in a while, so let's see what we got from the Hydra boss. Okay, we got a soulstone there. Ooh, if we can get some speed on there or res, that'd be kind of interesting too. That's pretty bad, and those I don't really care about too much. Okay. Let's see, what else? We got a lot of rewards to collect here, guys. As you can tell, my voice is a lot better now. My cough has reduced significantly. I'm not coughing as much anymore. And just a slight cough here and there still, but it's not as bad. And again, my voice is, I think I got a lot of my voice back. And we're good. We're chilling. No, I don't want that. Alright, where's the shards at? Okay, we got a book there. That's always good. 5 stars, no thanks. Oh wow, okay. We'll take that. Alright, let's go ahead and collect the rest of our rewards. So, what I wanted to talk to you guys today was about... It was actually in regards to the fusion event. And, like, I see a lot of people have issues finishing fusion events. A lot of people have a hard time finishing fragment summon events. And that's just something I wanted to briefly talk to you guys about. So I believe every single free-to-play player out there, right? Every single one of you can complete every single fusion and every single fragment summon champion. You can do it. But you have to save up your resources. You have to be smart about it. And you have to make a sacrifice. So, okay, that's flat. I don't want that. Speed is always good. It doesn't have speed, but I'll hold on to it for now. Okay. So as you can see, I have a ton of energy saved up right now. And that's because I'm always saving for the fusion and fragment summon events like ahead of time. Like we had a fusion event that just ended like 2 weeks ago, I think, because it comes out every 2 weeks, right? And as you can see right now, I have 4,600 energy saved up. And you might be wondering, well, you're a spender, aren't you? No, we're free to play, 100% free to play. And then you might wonder, well, you have content creator perks on this account, don't you? No, I do not. I have my content creator perks on my main account. I would never ever put it on this account because then I wouldn't really be considered free to play per se. It wouldn't really be fair, I think. So I would never put on this account. So I just want to get that out of the way. But as far as the resources goes, you can get over 900 energy per day if you just do all the dailies, if you collect all the playtime rewards, and yeah, you're gonna get 980 energy a day if you are spending all your energy and going down to the minimum 0. Because just from the refills alone, you get 4 stacks a day that refills over time, and you'll get 1 refill here, right, from the playtime rewards. You'll get another refill here from the daily, right, by doing this. And then you get another refill here by completing all the advanced quests. So that's plus the 50 energy that you get from here. So that's going to be 960, I believe, in total. So that's what you can do to get a ton of energy every single day, right? But when there's a fusion event or fragment summon that's about to come out, right, that's just about to happen, I try to save up more energy there. So that's another way to get daily energy, right? And then you also get a free refill energy that comes in like a freebie pack that comes out every other day. There's actually a freebie pack every day, but every other day they give you a free energy refill in there and I stack up all my energy refills in here until I really need it. So this is just from the racking that up, and I do have to pick these up pretty soon as well. Yeah, we had a recent promo code, guys, if you didn't know. I believe there was Demolish, and then I think the recent one was Get Rady. Yeah, GETRAIDY. I believe I think I already collected it. It was right here. Okay, so I think that was it. But yeah, so I mean, there's just a ton of energy you can get over time. But I always save up all my energy like a week in advance before I know a fusion or fragment summon is about to hit. And the last time I was at 0, I had to go back and check my videos. The last time I was at 0-130 was about 7 days ago. And since then, I managed to rack up this much energy, which is actually a lot. I normally rack up about like 3,500 energy. So I think this was like from Doom Tower runs. And then I still think it's from like, yeah, it was from this too. Like that was 300 recently, 400, 700 recently. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, over the past 5 days. So that kind of explains why this is so high. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to get energy over time. And I like to stack up all my energy ahead like this because I know what's coming as far as dungeons, as far as the tournaments you got to go for, the points you need to be able to get all the points needed for the fragment summons, get all the points you needed to get those rare champions to make the fusions for the epics. And then on top of that, you also have to level them up with the champ training. And there's just like a lot of different things you have to consider. So that's why I always try to rack up my energy ahead of time. And I just want to make sure I can get these done. And you could say, well, you don't have to rack up like this. Maybe not. I honestly have not tested it myself, but this is just a strategy I've been using ever since I started my free-to-play account, because it's just an idea that I got from other people watching what they do and how they save their resource. And I feel like it's just the most, I wouldn't say the most efficient way of saving your energy. Well, or just even like using energy on your account, because you're losing about 520 energy per day by doing this method, because you're not racking up the regeneration for 4 per day. So that kind of sucks. But in order to complete these dungeons, and I want to make sure I can get them done, I just want to just rack up all my energy this way. Now, I guess like in my, like where I am at right now, I don't think I have to do this anymore, because I can just, if worst case scenario, I can use my gems. But the reason why I want to save my gems is because in case there's a, I don't know, like a guaranteed ancient shard, you get a legendary off of summoning 120 ancient shards or whatever. I try to save up all my ancient shards for that too now, instead of opening them on 2x summons, or even summoning just because like there's a 10x event that I really want to champion for, depending on what it is. But I save up for the guaranteed summons, and I also save up for the fusion events and the fragment summon events. Now this is where the sacrifice comes into play, because you're going to have to, I guess like if you're super early game, then opening on 2x ancient shard summons is probably the best way to go. It really is, because you're going to get a better chance of getting more epic champions that could be game changing. You're going to be getting a better chance of getting legendaries that could be game changing. But right now I'm already, I would consider myself mid game on this free to play account. And as far as legendaries goes, like, yeah, there's a lot of legendaries I would love to get, but as far as progression, I think I'm okay for now, unless I'm trying to really push the boundaries with like completing in platinum or something. And let me fix my aspect ratio here. Yeah, so that's why I try to save my ancient shards for just the fusions and fragment summons now for the event points, because this past weekend we had a 2x ancient shard summon event, and as much as I would have loved to have Valkyrie, she's probably not the one that I wanted to throw all my eggs in the basket for with my ancient shards. If it was like a Duchess or something, then I would reconsider, right? But it was just a 2x ancient shard summon event with along with the 10x for Valkyrie, and I didn't want to spend my my shards for that, because I know there's a fusion coming up, and I prefer to go for the guaranteed, you know what I mean? So the fusion events are always guaranteed champions that you can go for by using your resources, as long as you complete every event and get the points, of course. And then also the fusion events, right? Same thing. So when it comes to the fusion event, you're going to have to be able to level up your champions, because there's going to be champ training involved. There's going to be ascensions for the potions that you got to do to ascend your champion, right? So that is something else you might want to consider saving your energy for, or you can do this ahead of time with those extra resources you have. But here, I think I probably should have done that actually. Yeah, maybe I should have done that a little bit because I'm lacking on resources right now here. But I just want to make sure I can give myself the best opportunity to get every single fragment summon and get every single fusion done, because at the end of the day, it's opening shards, nothing's guaranteed, right? As far as like you getting a legendary early or whatever, you'll be guaranteed a legendary after 220 ancient shards, but that's like the worst case scenario. But I want to go for every single fusion and every single fragment summon, because it's something I can do. That's within my power. That's within my grasp that I can do myself, and that's kind of the reason why I go for every single fusion, every single summons event. But yeah, that was a bit longer than I wanted to talk about and touch up on that. But it's just something I really wanted to get out to you guys and let you guys know that's on my mind. And actually, let's do some arena real quick. We did have a reset recently, and yeah, so let me just go ahead and hit this up. So that would be my advice to you guys. For those of you always wondering, like, how are you able to do every single fusion and fragment summon event? But then again, there's a lot of you that are like, I totally understand. I am in that category myself at a lot of times. Like, we get very lazy about doing these fusion and fragment summons events because it's tedious. It's like, why bother? That champion's never gonna be, it's not gonna be that great. That champion, the abilities are not that impressive. Like, you know, why would I want to go for this champion? Who cares? I get it, I do, but I always just hold that hope that something might get buffed in the future, or that said champion that's not very good at the time might be really, really good in the future in a particular part in the game, like as far as new content goes. So that's just, you know, just in case, because I've been in situations where I passed up on fusions before, right? And I totally regretted it after, because at the time it was very meh, it was garbage, like in our eyes at the time. The last one was actually okay, it's not a big deal, but at the time it was a big deal, because on my main account, the first fusion I ever like passed up on was the Skull Lord King Vargal. I think that's the name, is Skull Lord Vargal. And he's the Lizardman faction legendary that goes with the Skullsworn, right? The one that can res him every single turn if he's dead. So I passed up on the fusion. You guys are probably wondering, well, like, who cares about the fusion? That champion's like whatever. Even though he did get buffed, I think. I believe he can solo Scarab King now, and he does have a provoke, and he's decent in some areas, I guess. But his biggest takeaway, right, was, at the time, Faction Wars was not available, alright? It was not available yet, and he was the fusion that came out, and everybody was very underwhelmed about the champion, right? It just seemed very underwhelming. And I was one of those guys. I was a fool, and I said, you know, I'll pass up on it because I don't want to do it. And lo and behold, Faction Wars came out, and Faction Wars was so hard at the time. Well, not so hard, but it was a lot harder at the time than it is now. It got nerfed like multiple times, where Faction Wars is, I don't want to say it's a joke now, but it's a lot easier. Like back then, Faction Wars was a lot harder. It was not as easy. It was a lot more difficult, and you got to keep in mind, we didn't have blessings out, we didn't have awakening, we didn't have any of these extra stuff that are going on. Jesus. All right, today's not my arena day, guys. And getting back to my point, Skull Lord, I passed up on him, right? He is the ultimate cheese to Lizardman faction. If you need to beat that faction, he will help you get there. Because once you get to the boss, he can only attack once per turn. He's going to target that Skull Lord every single time. He's going to die. You just leave him as a, like, not leveled up, just as a plain rare champion. He's going to die every single turn. And he's going to res every single turn, because the Skull Lord is going to get his turn in. And your team is going to be untouched, easy, right? It's going to be super easy. So that was the last faction I completed, because I did not have Skull Lord. And Lizardman, I didn't have Dracomorph. My Lizardman was poor, very, very suffering at the time. All I had was like a rosin, and that's pretty much it here. So yeah, I regret going for Vergal. And I also remember back then, a lot of people were talking about, should I skip up on the Roto summon? Because a lot of people at the time was going for Sepulchre Sentinel, because before like Unkillable became like a huge thing, the Sepulchre Sentinel 4/3 rotation for this clan boss Ultra Nightmare was like the go-to, and well, it became the go-to, and everybody was always lacking that attack down champion on the A1, which is very scarce at the time. But now there's like so many attack down champions on the A1. But yeah, a lot of people are considering going for Sepulchre or passing up on the Sorotos. And actually, shout out to Murder Inc. because I talked to him about it too at the time, a long time ago. And I said, should I go for the Sepulchre or should I go for the Rotos? And he just said, dude, go for the Rotos. He's going to be insane. A lot of people are talking about how not good he is, but he's going to be insane. And yeah, to his credit, Rotos is by far he's withstood every single meta. Like he got nerfed. He's still in the meta today. I would argue and say Rotos is probably the best fusion of all time as far as how timeless he is, because he's just so good in every single meta for Platinum Arena. He's really, really great. Insane, right? And I know like there's other champions that are amazing too, like Brogni. That's another one you could say is probably the best fusion of all time. But as far as just like how good he really, really is at like the top level, Rotos is still so good. So yeah, those are my thoughts, guys. I kind of just wanted to talk to you about how I saved up for my energy, but it kind of turned into why you should go for every single fusion and fragment summon champion, right? That's kind of what the video turned into, but I don't know. I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys. And I know it's a very different style of a video, but it's just something that's been on my mind and I want to just share with you guys. So hope you guys took this information and learned something from it, or adapted in your playstyle somehow, or I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about going for every fusion summon, every fragment summon, or what you do to save up for or prepare for these fusions. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And if you are going for this fusion, I think he's an interesting one. He's very unique. If it's unique, I would say go for it. That's bottom line. If a champion is unique enough, go for it. And I think this champion is in that category of unique. So I encourage you to go for it. Regardless what every other content creator might say how bad he is or how good he is, whatever, I say just go for it, because it's a guaranteed, right? If you have enough resources. So those are my thoughts, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys do enjoy my content, please make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you all in the next video.